Welcome, everybody. This is the inaugural Film and Media Industry Town Hall. We are live across 4 city locations and another 20 or so locations where our Zoom folks are coming in. How are you feeling in Fort Collins? Woo! All right, let's go over to Grand Junction. Hello, everyone. Let's check the vibe in Pueblo. Oh, wonderful. Thank you for coming. Excellent. And then we're here in Denver. So today we're coming together to listen to one another as a community and build solidarity so we can take collective action on behalf of the needs of our community. So a community movement takes time, it takes leadership, and it takes consistent hard work. And the Colorado film and media industry is ready. By the end of today's conversation, the hope is that you've learned something new, you've met someone new, and you've found a pillar in our industry that you believe you can take part in growing. We're gonna start by getting to know each other. I want you to make a timeline of experience in this room. 0 years to 20 plus years. I'm gonna have you stand up and I want you to find a spot on that spectrum. So now that you've got this spectrum, which is beautiful, I want you to find a group of 4. Spot someone from across the room, from a different part of the spectrum. So this town hall was actually sparked by the release of the Colorado Film Study back in October of 2022. Let's walk through the 7 key findings to get everybody up to speed on what the film study identified as our challenges. The first one is silos. Artists and professionals alike expressed widespread desire to be more connected to their peers. Representation. The study found gender, racial, and ethnic disparities in the makeup of Colorado's film industries. Also, talent retention. Many Coloradans in the industry are choosing to leave the state for more opportunities. Physical infrastructure. Artists and professionals desired affordable, accessible, and conveniently located production studio spaces, equipment, sound stages, multi-camera studios, as well as a central hub for meeting other filmmakers. Also, online infrastructure. Those that were interviewed for this study said we would love a platform that would connect producers and filmmakers to local resources and crew. And then support programs, project markets, pitch forums, investor programs, things like fellowships, artist and residency programs, and masterclass programs. And lastly, incentives. Nearly all interviewees agreed that more generous and sustained incentives would be extremely helpful to grow the industry in the state. In your small group, which of these key findings affect you the most? So next, what challenge or frustration are you facing right now in the industry? Is anything limiting you or holding you back?
Nobody should use artificial intelligence. It should be our own work.
So artificial intelligence, what else? What other things?
Intellectual property lawyer.
IP issues? Yes. Funding. We need funding. Excellent. So the film study has offered some recommendations. So based on these key findings, in order for us to address the challenges we're seeing in our industry, these were some of the things that the film study said could help. First, it was to launch a collective strategy. Welcome to the collective strategy. Taking time to connect and converse is how we can move forward with the solutions that benefit us most. That can't happen overnight, but this is a very positive first step. The other recommendations are to prioritize equitable representation across our industry, leverage strength in existing sectors, secure shared physical infrastructure, create funding opportunities and create support programs, retain Colorado's talent, increase film's visibility and cultural footprint, and then kind of take a yes and approach to incentives. When it comes to making progress, there isn't a single action or initiative that's going to solve the challenges that we discussed today. There needs to be a larger, connected effort that builds the flywheel of change. The flywheel effect is a concept developed in the book Good to Great by Jim Collins. As he writes in his book, no matter how dramatic the end result, transformations never happen in one fell swoop. There's no single defining action, no grand program, no lucky break that makes it happen. It's actually the process really resembles relentlessly pushing a giant, heavy flywheel turn upon turn, building momentum until a point of breakthrough and beyond. If we use the flywheel metaphor when it comes to our industry, we could define these pillars of focus that when we're aligned, we will create the momentum that we need to make progress. So it's time to stand up again. We're gonna leave our pods. I want you to form 8 groups based on the pillar that you are most interested in and document the ideas that you came up with of how can we improve each of these pillars. Go ahead and brainstorm solutions. We need to hear from our pillars.
We just need incentives. We need rebates, we need tax credits. We just feel that's really important, that people know that we're here and they know who they can come to when they come here to shoot.
Number one, having events like this quarterly as a start, I think would be super important. I think we can all appreciate getting together like this.
Creating more mentorship and fellowship programs. We need to find a better way to connect actors and writers to all of the production companies here in Denver.
Build more infrastructure, build more opportunities for people to not leave the state. So I think there's a big concern for myself and another faction of us here that there isn't really a representation of the business community, particularly at the state level, leadership positions. And I think maybe we need to find ways of more business friendly and maybe a little bit more Colorado renegade cowboys and cowgirls kind of way to kind of change and tip the scales in our favor for commercial production and production overall.
Along the same lines that we've heard about having that leadership, hiring a lobbyist, getting involved in grassroots advocacy, making sure your state senator and your state representative knows that you're part of this workforce and this industry and why it's important.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you for doing the work in large groups and small groups. So what's next? Community movements take a village. Growing our industry will not be a quick process, and there isn't just one pillar that's going to solve it. The flywheel takes lots and lots of little tiny pushes to build the momentum that we need to move. And we can't push against each other. We all need to be pushing in the same direction. So our next job is to solidify our flywheel, decide on the best path forward when it comes to building and pursuing each one of these pillars, initiatives, programs, and platforms. And I expect that a year from now, we can reconvene, and instead of me up here, there will be 8 leaders, one for each of the pillars, telling us about their vision for how we're going to work together as an industry to push those forward. So we need to break down those pillars into manageable steps with timelines, with funding needs. And if we can get to the leaders and organizations in our state with a clear ask, speaking with one voice, we will be heard. Thank you for coming, and here's to the start of something bigger for our community. So thank you, everybody.
The Colorado film scene is growing, and we're excited to be a part of it.
I feel like it's important to have my voice heard in this community.
We all rally together and try to help each other achieve our goals.